In September 2003, a team digging in a cave on the Indonesian island of Flores hit something unexpected. A skeleton, barely 3 feet tall. At first, they thought it was a child. It wasn't. The skull belonged to an adult female, fully grown, fully formed, and smaller than almost any human skeleton ever recorded. Researchers gave her a name, LB1. The press gave her another one, the Hobbit. But the real mystery wasn't her size. It was her age. Bones from the same cave dated to roughly 60,000 years old. Some estimates pushed even younger, closer to 50,000. That means this tiny human relative was alive at the same time as us. Modern humans had already reached Southeast Asia by then. We were painting caves, making tools, crossing oceans in boats. And on one island, something else was living beside us. Something that stood about the height of a modern 3-year-old with a brain roughly the size of a chimpanzee's. How does a species survive with a brain that small? For over a century, scientists assumed brain size and intelligence moved in lockstep. Bigger brain, smarter species. It was one of the tidiest rules in anthropology. Homo floresiensis broke it. Despite a brain around 400 cubic centimeters, roughly a third the size of ours, evidence at the site suggests these individuals made stone tools, coordinated hunts, possibly used fire. Some researchers, including paleoanthropologist Peter Brown, who helped lead the original 2004 description of the species, argued this proved something uncomfortable. Intelligence isn't just about size. It's about wiring. Others weren't convinced the Hobbit was a new species at all. For years, a competing theory circulated. Maybe LB1 wasn't a separate branch of humanity. Maybe she was a modern human with a growth disorder, microcephaly, Down syndrome, some form of dwarfism. The debate got personal. Careers were staked on both sides. Then came the feet. In 2009, a more detailed study of the foot bones showed something that didn't match any known human pathology. The proportions were closer to an ape's. Long feet, short legs, a gait built for a different kind of body entirely. That wasn't what a growth disorder looked like. That was what evolution looked like. So where did this species come from? One theory says Homo floresiensis descended from Homo erectus, a species that left Africa nearly 2 million years ago and spread across Asia. On Flores, cut off by open water, that population may have shrunk over hundreds of thousands of years. It's called island dwarfism, and it isn't unique to humans. The same island once had dwarf elephants, and bones showed giant rats and giant storks sharing the same shrunken world. Islands don't just isolate species, they rewrite them. Limited food, no large predators, no need for size. Over enough generations, big things get small, and small things get big. Did the Hobbit evolve? The same pressures shaped every isolated species on that island, humans included. If so, we weren't watching a fluke. We were watching a rule. But here's the part that unsettles even the researchers who study it. Homo floresiensis didn't just exist near modern humans. Cave evidence suggests the species may have persisted until close to 50,000 years ago, right around the time Homo sapiens' history in the region overlaps. That means, for a stretch of time no one can precisely date, two very different kinds of human walked the same island. Did we ever meet them? There's no confirmed evidence of contact, no shared tools, no genetic trace. Unlike Neanderthals, whose DNA still lives in most people today. If we did cross paths with the Hobbit, they left behind nothing that says so. No mixed bloodline, no shared myth we can point to and prove. And then, sometime around 50,000 years ago, they were simply gone. No mass grave, no clear catastrophe, just an absence in the fossil record where a population used to be. We don't know if we caused it. We don't know if it was disease, climate, or something as simple as competition for the same limited resources on a small island. What we do know is this: for most of human history, we assumed we were the only ones. One line, moving forward alone. Homo floresiensis proves that's wrong. We shared this planet at the same time with people who saw the world from 3 feet off the ground and thought about it with a brain the size of a grapefruit. They watched sunsets we'll never know about, made choices we'll never understand, lived entire lives that ended before written history began. And for tens of thousands of years, we didn't even know they existed. So the next time you assume you understand the shape of the human story, ask yourself, how many more chapters are still buried, waiting in a cave for someone to start digging?